Hey, this is Allison hanging out in my space to craft, and you can see a lot of red, black, and white on my desk. I am going to do a page with photos of my daughter from her Red Raider orientation, RRO. So I am going to take advantage of Ginger's Corner, Speedy Scrapbooking. There is this sketch that she's done. I think this might have been Mallory Oubre, one or the other. Chunky title at the top, big banners. I may make those bigger. I'm going to do a white background, but I'm going to frame it. And then it has the perfect photos, a landscape 6x4 and a portrait 6x4. And then embellishments. And again, leaning on Ginger's Corner for the embellishments, I have these from a swap. It has chickens on it. I'm probably not going to use the chickens. I'm probably going to hide the chickens. But I'm going to use these for at least 2 of the embellishment clusters. I might make a few more little puzzle pieces as well. I have a puzzle punch. So there we have it. I've pulled out some red scraps, some black scraps, a white piece of cardstock, and I originally bought this paper because my daughter's swim team was red and black. And these are from Keller's Creations, so these are the perfect papers for that banner. I think I will likely also use this as, I have several of these pieces of paper. I will do just a black border. I was thinking about a red border, but the reds are not all exactly the same, so I'm not going to emphasize that. So let's get started. All right, so I have left. I'm not quite sure how to help you with that. I have left all of the work in here except the die cutting for the letters. But I've sped it up to about 3 times is all. This page did come together pretty fast, even with my hemming and hawing. It's amazing what a sketch will do for your speed. And I did not get this cut straight, but I straightened it out. So I'm cutting 1/2 inch off the white, and that will make it a 1/4 inch on either side for the black border. I go to put it down and then I decide, you know what, I'm going to ink it. And because all these things are pretty similar colors, to help differentiate them, I think the ink will help. So I'm using black soot. And then on the banners and the ephemera, I'll use ink as well. I don't always ink. I had messed up the ink there. I got a smudge on there. So I just turned my paper to the area that would be covered with the banners. So I'm doing the banners all between 3 inches. The smallest is 3, then there's a 3.5, and maybe a 3 3/4. I can't remember. I wanted them a little bit wider than what Ginger had shown in her sketch. I think it's either Ginger or Mallory Oubre. Those are the 2 who did these sketches. And then looking at it, I wish I had made the circular one a little bit longer, but that's okay. I also could have switched them. The circular one and the striped one, because I end up hiding more of the circular one, and I do love that paper, but that's okay. So plan ahead. Don't do like I did. I knew I wanted different lengths and different widths, but plan ahead as to which one you really want on the outside versus the inside. that's what sometimes what takes me so long to make decisions. Do I want this piece of paper here or here? And then I end up cutting this because I wanted part of it to show below the photo, and then I end up not needing to have done that. But learn from my mistakes. Plan ahead a little better. And then I'm going to try and figure out the layout. So I'm doing this L pattern, but I think on the sketch it was the other way, and I do finally come around to that. So I'm cutting this so that I can pop it below, and then I end up changing the whole layout. That looks fine. I could have kept it there. But I end up changing it. So this is the fussing around stage. Then I'm like, oh, wait a minute. I can flip those pictures. I am going to go ahead and matte one of them. I don't matte both of them. See, that fits much better. And then I can scoot it all over. So now I'm like, okay, let's splice that back together. And I really wanted more of the circular paper to show. So I'm not done fussing yet. I'm going to go ahead and matte one of them. And I just used the black matte, the same black paper to matte it. And I'm getting closer to my answer, but still not quite there. So you can see you end up not seeing the end of that tag. I am going to move things a little bit more. Now I'm going to pull out those puzzle pieces. As I said, I'm not going to use the chicken parts on it because that has nothing to do with Texas Tech, other than it is very much an ag school, ag and engineering. So I'm just going to still fuss around a little bit more. And there I'm hiding so much of that circular paper. Made me not very, and then I'm trying to figure out where am I going to put the title. So I do have a solution. So I'm going to use this. I had two different fonts out for die cutting, and I decided to use this one because it's a little more Western feeling, a little bit. And I'm just going to write RRO on there. My daughter can journal straight on the paper if she chooses to, but it's Red Raider orientation, which is just too long for me to spell out. It's already got Texas Tech on there, and everybody seems to refer to it as RRO. So nudging that over so you can see the other end of that banner. I like that better. I'm going to go off and cut the letters. I have kept these together so you get a frame and a letter out of each one, and then you can mix and match them. I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to keep the red letters together and then glue the black frame on top. And that gives it even a little more dimension. And I liked those R's because it almost looks like a little cowboy boot too. So I'll eventually I will glue those together after I get everything else on and where I want it. I could also have made these pictures a little smaller, but the three siblings there with the big giant Texas Tech sign is pretty small, and so I didn't want to lose that detail. Had I printed that photo any smaller, it wouldn't have looked right. So I'm just trying to angle these so that I'm not cutting off the mascot's guns up sign. So all those 4 puzzle pieces and the thing that says Better Together were part of a Ginger's Corner swap. It was a for puzzle pieces, I believe, and I really like them. They're a lot of fun. And I had set them on my desk because I knew I would probably use them on a Texas Tech layout. As I said at the beginning, the papers I bought a long time ago because my daughter's swim team was black and red as well. Sorry about that. I had to call my dog off her bowl. She was making noises. If you've watched my other videos, you know that's a common occurrence. She might be a little food obsessed. She's already eaten. She's just licking the empty bowl. I decided to use just regular adhesive on this instead of glue, just because it made me too nervous to think about gluing it and messing it up. I did glue the little frame down though. All right, and now I pulled this out of my little craft cart, and it's got some fun phrases on there. So I'm going to pull some phrases just to further embellish. I decided to use I thought of using a black one, but it really came out more cream than white in it. So I'm going to stick to the same words in white. So I kind of like that. And then that was my sign for let's add some sprinkles. And I'm going to do 2 different Nuvo drops, one in silver and one in black. I do not own red Nuvo drops. But I'm okay with that. And we're just finishing it up. Please give this video a thumbs up and come back for more content. I've got another page posting tomorrow, and I think I did not use a sketch for that one, but it's fun. It's based on some paper that Chamel used this week. So come back to see that, and subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. Let's do some close-ups of my Texas Tech page.